So after 2 long weeks, we have finally got all 10 of our Ice River KS0 Ultras in hand. So in today's video, we're going to set those up, get some fans on them, figure out exactly how we want to set up the mining room now that we're adding 10 more mini ASICs to an already cramped room. We'll also have a quick chat about what they're making as of today. We'll talk about the hash rate, the huge amount of hash rate that's gone onto Kaspa over the last couple of weeks with all those ASICs being deployed. Mine have not yet from Ice River ready for hosting, but that's a whole nother story. We'll also have a quick look into the overclocking, because the overclocking for the KS0 Ultras is now available. So I want to run through that with you guys real quick and see if I think it's worth it, and you guys can let me know what you think as well. So let's get straight into it. But before we do, hit that like button and let's roll it. Okay, so parts. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 9 of the KS0 Ultras. They have just come in. We have got USB fans. There's 2 in a pack. We got 4 of those plus 1 already in the mining room. We've got 10 port network switch, 16 ports, sorry, because we need 1 more to daisy chain off the others. Ethernet cables, 10 plug power board, more Ethernet cables. So let's jump into the mining room and I'll show you what I'm thinking. We need to do a bit of rearranging first. All right, so we are in here, and as you can see, we're getting somewhat cramped for space. I do have my first one up there, but here's what I'm thinking. I do want to take this 3070 rig, put it in a shorter frame like that along here. So I'm not gonna do that now, but I am gonna drop this shelf down by about 100 mil or 4 inches for my American viewers. Pretty much the top of that, which will give me just enough room with about 1 inch or 2, maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches left at the top. And I'm going to slot all of these in here. In theory, making somewhat of a wind channel and getting pulled directly out from that exhaust. So we'll start unboxing them all. Now, I won't film all the nitty gritty, like pulling them out of the boxes for you, but we might, we'll just capture a bit of it one by one as we go. So if you can think of anything else, because look, once these are up there and this is moved, I can always readjust, put them back up top. I could go 5 here, 5 up the top. So let me know what you guys think. These are my CPU, GPU Warthog rigs. They can't really move. I could put another shelf along here, along this wall or something, face them all out, but then they're basically just going to be sucking in all the hot air from all of this. So we'll chuck them up here. Crypto mining, guys, it's trial and error, a lot of it. So we'll put them up here and we'll start getting into it and see how we go. All right, so phase 1 of many is complete. So we've got the shelf moved down now, plenty of height in there. Now I'm thinking what I'm going to do is go 5 on the bottom, 5 on the top. I feel like that's just going to be the best way, heat management wise. Now these don't get too hot. It is winter here at the moment as well, and I'm not running all of my GPU rigs all the time now, so there's not a bunch of heat in here. And I think the way they fit, I can fit 5 pretty much in a straight line with a fan attached to the front of them. And I think for now, that's what we'll do. Now I do have an L box coming as well, so we've got to find a spot for that, depending on how quiet. Maybe that goes on the back wall, we'll see. So we'll start unboxing all these, and we'll cut back when we've got them all sitting up there, and then we got to figure out how we're going to manage all of these cables. All right, jump back to it. So we are at the halfway point. In here we've got the first 5 up and running, no issues at all so far. Oh, that looked like it wasn't on, but it is. Perfect. So fun fact, just because you buy a 10 plug power board doesn't in fact mean you can fit 10 plugs in it. So for some reason, this is an Australian plug, Ice River have got this thing backwards. So if you can see, this needs to go like that. And for all you people out there, I'm sure you can see that's not going to work. So we've bought another one, just a 6 port, so we can also put the dedicated network switch right there into it, and we're going to get moving on the next 5 and then check back in. So all 10 up and running. 5 on the top, 5 on the bottom, looking real nice. Now I still want to I need to get the little screws that connect these USB fans into the little mounts that they've got on there, so that will be something to do for the future, but for now they're working pretty good. Heat's not an issue at all with these so far, with everything off. Now come and have a look at the fun side. Oh yeah. So a real mess of cables at the moment. We will do some rearranging, get these hubs back up somewhere else, these power hubs back up, sort of rearrange it as best we can. But with this many cables, we've got Ethernet, power and fan cables for all of them. There's not a ton we can do, so we're going to let these run for a little bit. We've given them all the firmware upgrade. They're all sitting pretty solid at about 400 gigahash as they're supposed to. Some of them fluctuate up and down. I have found that they often fluctuate to the lower side much more often than to the high side, but we'll take that. Oh yeah, where's that other one? Hidden on the back there. So glad we've got these finally up and running. We're still waiting for our KS5 and KS3 to go online at Ice River hosting, so hopefully that will be in the next couple of days, but we'll see what these are currently making even with that huge hash rate spike. Actually, before we do that, I have picked up the screws for these fans, so let's throw them on real quick. Let's get into that and we'll cut back when they're on. All fans are on. That looks so much neater, well, from this side at least. Still haven't done anything about the cable management, and to be honest, I'm probably not going to. I just want these things up and running. So it's been about 3 days now, so let's jump on over to the computer and we'll see what we have been making with this hash rate just flying through the roof. Jumping on over here into my K1 pool dashboard, we can see we have all of the KSOs online. Lovely, all 10 of them. Now tell me if this triggers anyone else like it does me. I've named them all KS0 Ultra 1 to 10, but of course the 10 is a 1-0, so that is going to come before 2. Really annoying. I might have to do something about that for my OCD brain. But moving over to the right, we can see the hash rate chart right at 4.1 terahash right now. Now I presume this 3.8 is like the median line. Now you can see we have had some time down here. We've had electricians working at the house. I'm a builder, and I've got the lucky task of building my wife an office for free. So that's really good fun. Lots of free time to do that, let me assure you. But anyway, more importantly, our 24-hour hash rate is 3.7 terahash, basically because we've had that downtime a little bit there, but that's working out to about 73.74 coins per day, Kaspa coins per day. Now that was at about 80, I think, a few days ago when we first went online on the 16th. So let's see how that translate into actual profit as of today. So that adjusts slightly, 73.74 Kaspa, which is 19.65 Aussie dollars. So in US dollars, right around the 13.15 USD. So let's do some maths over here, because we all love doing maths, I presume. So my electric rate is 19 cents. So we take our 1000 watts. Now I have put these 10 miners on a power meter, and they do pull right around the 100 watts each, totaling the 1000 watts. So we times that by 24. We then divide that by 1000 to give us our kilowatt hours per day, and we times that by 0.19, which is our electricity rate. So $4.56 worth of electricity. 73.74 minus $4.56 equals, I've done that wrong, I've times the Kaspa. Should we delete this edit? No, we won't do that. We'll keep it running. So we go 19.65 minus $15 a day. profit after electricity. So pretty nice, pretty happy with that. So we'll take that, we'll times it by 7, just over $100 a week. We take that again, we'll times that by 30, so $450 a month. Let's do that again. Let's times that by 365 for a year, so $5,500. So as of today, I think I spent about $4,500 getting the 10 Australian dollars. So I'm going to assume, like we've been saying in the previous videos, around about a year to ROI on these, and I'd be pretty happy with that. Obviously, hash rate is just going up and up and up, but so is price. Price is looking a bit decent, but let's move on over and check out this astronomical hash rate. So currently at 465.71 petahash. Now, when I ordered these on the third right here, so we're up about 100 petahash since we started. So what's that? About 30 something, 33% or so increase in hash rate, which means a 33% decrease in yield, but the price has gone up over that time by about 10% or so. I'm not sure. Let's just have a look at it. What was it on the third? Oh no, so it's actually gone down ever so slightly. Yep, pretty much the same actually. So not too bad, to be completely honest, considering how high it is. Now the biggest thing I'm waiting for obviously is my KS3 and KS5 to go online at the Ice River hosting facility. So when that happens, that'd be great. If it could be not on the very last day, which is tomorrow of the window, the 10th to the 20th, I was told. It is now the 19th. So yeah, that is always good, but we'll control what we can control, right? So that's about it. Pretty happy with how they're going though. Like, it's really nice to have something that's actually making profits, and I am going to do a video and compare a few different income sources as far as mining. I've got CPUs, GPUs, mini ASICs, different coins, different algorithms. So make sure you hit that sub button. That'll be coming up next. And I'll let you know what the best way to go is if you're looking to get into it. Not financial advice, do your own research, obviously. But pretty happy with it. We just need this to go this way. Wait, this way. Yep, which I think it will. Kaspa's got a really, really good following. But as this goes up, I'm sure that this is going to go up as well, because there's another batch being deployed on the 21st to the 30th. So, you know, I'd say we're going to easily be at 600 or so in a couple of months, though, or even a month. So the name of the game is get as much Kaspa as possible, as quick as possible. So we're over here on T-Swift's Telegram, Swift Mining. So I'll leave the link for this in the description if you want to read through a bit further. I haven't done too much digging as yet, so I'm sort of reading over this with you guys as we do it. Obviously, I'm reading over it as we do it. Nice one. All right, so look at some of these hash rates. 505, 650, 700 gigahash. So for you guys who are new, because there have been a lot of new people watching the Kaspa videos recently. If this is your first mini ASIC and you haven't done anything like this before, be very, very careful. If you open these things up and you don't know what you're doing, the things can break. But for others who've done it before, very easy. It is fairly straightforward once you know what you're doing. But just a disclaimer that if you don't know what you're doing, make sure you read through this very careful and the guide, or don't do it at all. Just be careful with your stuff is all I'm saying. So this is free to use, but you know, you can support. I would recommend supporting, because T-Swift is always doing stuff like this. So it's always good to support the creators when they're giving up their time and trying to help people with things like this. So 700 gigahash, that's massive. There are a few things you're gonna need. So obviously a new power supply, depending on how much hash rate you're trying to get. You know, new fans, obviously you're going to need something, copper heat sinks, thermal glue, thermal paste, all that stuff, because it is going to run a lot hotter. You are going to get a lot more hash rate, but it is going to run hotter. So you have to sort of mitigate between those two. Now, it also says here in bold and underlined, Read the included README file very closely. Yes, do not attempt the 700 gigahash at first. So if you are planning to get as much hash rate as possible, get the bigger power supply, get everything you need, and crawl before you can walk, so to speak. So start nice and slow. But like I said, if you don't know what you're doing, have a think about it. You know, I have seen people talking about, you know, posting on other YouTubers channels. I think, who was the first? My boy, the Technicals. He had a video out about it first, and I think there's a bunch of people in his comments just talking about, oh, you know, why don't you just buy a new one, this and that, rah, 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 you know, you'll get the same hash rate. The thing about it is you're not going to get that from Ice River for weeks. If there's anything I've learned about Ice River, the products are great, but there's no speed involved with getting anything, in my personal experience. Now, I could be wrong, but pretty epic 700 gigahash. Now, I'm gonna have to give this some serious thought, because I think even if you're to buy all these parts, it's still gonna work out cheaper, and you're gonna have them at your door, you know, within a few days. And by the time you wait to get one from Ice River, it's gonna be weeks. The hash rate's gonna be higher. So I think I'm probably going to do this. Let me know if you guys are doing it also. Are you going to hit the upgrades, max out that KS0 Ultra? It looks pretty promising. Obviously, lots of disclaimers and things like that in here. Make sure you read everything if you're going to do it. But really cool. 400 to 700 is just massive. You know, my 4 gigahash home Kaspa mining farm. What could we turn that into? Like a 7 gigahash. In theory, we're getting like another 8 or something, 9, whatever, maths. Pretty epic. So shout out to T-Swift. Like I said, we'll link him down in the description. And if you are thinking about doing it, think about donating or buying it, however you want to look at it, because, you know, a lot of work would have gone involved in this, and I'm sure there'll be many more to come. So that will wrap it up for today, guys. Let me know what you think about my setup. So, you know, the 5 on the top, 5 on the row below. I was thinking about doing something pretty cool, like maybe getting some sort of like tower or something like that and stacking them up, but who knows? It's working for now. It is winter. That room is getting cramped, so we might need to add some more intake, I think, at some point, especially with all those new miners making all that extra heat. Like I said, doing fine for now, but we can always improve on that exhaust. And let me know what you think of that firmware upgrade. Who's doing it? Let me know down in the comments, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.